Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
All right, buddy.
We're back to talk Vanderpump Rules. This is season 11, episode 4. It's the dog days of summer. I was a little confused, Brian, by the title when I checked it like halfway through the episode. I'm like, how are they like? This doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, are they just because Sandoval's a dog? Like, all right, yeah, whatever. But Graham's back. Graham was returned. I guess Rachel's family couldn't deal with the vicious golden doodle and his vicious biting problems. Please sense my sarcasm. Like, honestly, people don't at me in the comments or lecture me about like dog biting. I got plenty of dogs. Like that dog could bite your try to bite your neck. It couldn't kill you.
Yeah.
Somehow, though, because all dog roads lead to Lisa Vanderpump, she was able to get Graham back and give it to James. I'm on the wholesome side of it. Brian, how do you feel about the dog returned?
I mean, it's nice that I guess Grant's Graham a boy or girl.
Graham is a boy,
It's. I mean, it's nice that he's
a good
back,
boy.
but I just didn't find this scene as genuine as the internet saw it. It felt very manufactured and fake to me. But I mean, this is what we signed up for watching reality TV. I wasn't buying it. Like even James just dropping to a knee and like I'm not buying it. I just even it's just him. Like anybody on the cast, honestly, I don't buy any of the emotional moments on the show that often.
A great phrase for this episode would be "the eyes have it." This is like the B side of last week's episode. Lisa Vanderpump sitting in her nice outside couch with all her vases of roses and her sad face, man, very sad. Everything's all sad for this season for Lisa so far. Pump's closing. She's got to spend all of her time talking about Sandoval. She this time she brings over Sheena and Lala pre the Kennedy pool party and says you got to be nice to Sandoval. He wants to X himself off, and he's really sad. And this is the point that I will agree with her on. No one in this group has been perfect. You've all done things. Like I think enough is enough. Like you don't need to be leading the charge on smashing him. So Brian, what do you feel about the lady of Villa Blanca singing Sandoval's praises?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she should be singing his praises, but you need even if you find him to be a terrible person, which obviously a lot of people in this world do, and he's not a good person. He's not a good
Yeah,
person.
it's like I
Like
mean, it's
he's a liar, he's a loser. But anytime that somebody says the things that he said last week, even if you hate him, you got to take it seriously and to an extent. And until he proves you're wrong, I think you need to just be, I think you don't need to just destroy him all the time. Like, I mean, they're doing on these podcasts all the time. Everyone's bashing them. Like Bill, you said before when we were doing the pre-show, like what was that Sheena clip you said? She's talking about it. Like all
the
she talks about
Rachel
is dinner.
podcast clip of saying like Rachel wouldn't have anything to talk about outside Sandoval, and then it cut to about 100 and something times in the last like couple
Yeah.
months that Sheena has separately talked
Yeah.
about Sandoval.
So anytime that like suicide, I think is brought up, you can't, and especially Lisa. I mean, I know people were giving Lisa a hard time, but like if she was close to something like her brother did it, and she's obviously going to be sympathetic to those things, and like understandably so. Like I thought Allie also said something really nice at the end of the episode. She's like, "We're all people here. Like you want to like relate to people and like help people." And it's really I think sad that the two most relatable people today on the episodes were like Allie and Brock, like being normal people. Like, hey, I know you like you guys have such these strong feelings, but like he's still a person at the end of the day.
Yeah, Sandoval. The problem with Sandoval always is like that he does have some valid points, but he never will let
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last word be
for sure,
something that he did wrong, right?
for
So
sure.
Sandoval did lie and cheat and do all of these things, but then he has to bring up that well, these people are made all this money off me and they lead the charge in the podcast. And it was a funny line when they're like, "You should say you're sorry." And she's like, "Oh, I'm
It
sorry, Lala, that you made all this money on your podcast from me.
is funny,
Sorry,
but
you sold this merch." And it is true though, right? Because the guy did something that I get it. Not something I'm going to do. It's like thing like worry about for like normal people, but for that guy in that relationship on this show, I mean, Jax used to cheat on literally Brittany all the time and on people all the time. We didn't even care as viewers. We just like laughed it off. They're all buddies. Like it was just random that all of a sudden the Sandoval things happened. They were very opportunistic about it. And now we're gonna have like the moral high ground. And we're gonna cut you off. And frankly, and sorry, and here comes the part of the podcast where people get mad at us. Ariana's gotta chill out. Ariana again, she's coming off so damn unlikable.
Oh,
Like
incredibly unlikable. And I'm sorry if you're on the show cashing a check. I think you got to deal with it a little bit.
go
This
to
is your job.
Tahoe.
This is your job.
Go to Tahoe.
Like I'd be on a show with somebody I absolutely despise if they're cutting me a huge check.
Oh, right
I'm
now. Oh my God.
So I mean, like, I'm sorry, I get it to an extent, but you're getting paid a lot of money.
The problem is that if this were real life, Brian, you could have ultimatums like that, right? Like
Yeah.
Brian, like you can't be friends with my my wife if she cheats on me. Like you're out. Like I don't care if you guys were friends in college. Like dude, like if you're my friend, like I can't have you like being friends with them. But when you're on a reality TV show, where like now by giving those ultimatums to people like Sheena and all the like, you're now putting the whole show at jeopardy. You can't have it all split. You need it together. You can't have Sheena not be friends with these people for a year. Like even her brain knows that right away. That's half of her motivation. Most of her motivation, frankly, is probably like, well, this we can't do this forever, or the show's not going to last. Like,
Yeah, I feel like we're honestly watching two shows at the same time. Really, like it's the what's Sandoval doing and then what's Ariana doing, and that's like the divide. But yeah, I'm sick of the show, honestly, already. We're 4 episodes in. I just find it not fun to watch at all. It's just
yeah, I need this Tahoe weekend. I was really disappointed that it wasn't this episode. I really thought they were going to go to Tahoe so we could see them effing interact. Frankly, that's like the season doesn't start for me until they have the first group interaction with him. Like, and they just it's been 4 weeks now, and that's what's rough. Like 4 weeks now, we've spent 28 days, Brian, and they haven't like had like a group interaction yet.
Yeah, I mean, what was the one? They were in the same vicinity with
They were at
Sir
for See You Next Tuesday, but they didn't interact. Like that's the one where they were beating up on Schwartz, who instantly made back friends with everybody, obviously except for Katie and Ariana. But like,
I wonder if Ariana was like, I put a hard like, I'm not filming with this guy.
she 100% did.
So I mean, it just makes I think it's such a detrimental to the show. This could be like, if this show ended, this was the last season, because I don't want to watch another season like this. This is not fun.
Rachel needs to bring her ass back to the show because she claims that like she didn't want to come back to the show because of like mental health and stress. But literally on her podcast, she covers all the episodes and talks about it. So like, what are we talking about here? If it's so stressful and triggering,
you wouldn't be watching
it. What?
He's doing what we're doing.
No, she literally like she does other things, but like when the episodes come out, I think she does them more than one time a week. Like get the TikTok clip. She literally reviews the episodes like scene for scene. Like it's like so it ain't that triggering. Like
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you're getting paid a lot of money, it's
she came back. She's got to come back for next season. It would blow up. Then the people will come back for the season again. People would be in.
Yeah, they need to make
too late.
Go on a trip. They need to make him go on a trip, and they live in a house for like a few episodes. That's what they need to do. Producers need to like lay down the law. Like either get off the show, or like you need to be a little more lenient with the filming.
The problem is now too. It's like not problem, but Ariana's star is rising, right? And so does that make it where you're going to have to assuage her more? Now we don't know how the rest of the season plays out, and do they ever interact? We do see them arguing in the trailer at some point, and she talks about like makes the comment about like her kids and things like that. So they maybe talk about like the embryos and things they had talked about in past seasons. So they definitely are going to interact in their house at some point, but I don't know.
That should have been like episode 1. Like
we got to get past a roadblock in some form and fashion just for the sake of the show. It does not mean we need them being friends or interacting even, but like they need to be able to be on the same group outings. We need to get back to that kind of crap.
It's just it's kind of
they need to be meddling with each other. Like, and if they're all kind of keeping separate and not meddling, that's frankly why I'm looking forward to Jax's show. There's no show that Jax is on where they're not going to meddle. And Kristen, there's no way that show they don't get in fights because they're just assholes and they know what they need to do. Like they know what good TV.
Like Kristen or Brittany?
The Kristen I'm talking about. I'm saying if you have a show where Kristen Doty's on that
Oh,
show,
is she on the Jack show?
yeah,
Really?
the Valley, yeah, she's her and her boyfriend and her husband. I
Oh
don't know if they're
man.
married or on the Valley. Yeah, like they're one of the couples. So
Oh man, so that's gonna be way more interesting than this.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm sure they're aware of that. So I'm sure they played it up a little bit too. So
They need to have like a cross, like
okay, yeah, like an Avengers crossover.
yeah,
We'll
like a
see. Well,
crossover
Jax
episode.
is going to be on the season, so I mean,
Yeah,
like,
when?
who knows, Brian? Now we're just like now we're in a bad situation where we're looking for one Jax cameo to like get us going right now.
Yeah, something. Because I mean, I just feel like we're watching their day to day lives. And no offense, their day to day lives are pretty boring. I'm to be completely honest. Like they're not that interesting people.
You need to go and drink more.
Yeah, they're not work. They're not working at the restaurant, or they're not getting in fights. Why are we watching?
Katie doesn't go anywhere. She's boring. Ariana won't go anywhere where they're at. Uh,
Yeah, show us them at their sandwich shop. Like
James
show us
just
them
smokes a
working.
crap ton of weed now. And then two of the other ones, like Lala, is sober as well. Like, so it's like Schwartz is just a sad plant dad.
Yeah.
Uh, comment section, like, let us know. Like, are we too negative on this? Or are we completely wrong in our opinions on some of the cast members? Are we being too lenient on Sandoval now? I don't think we are. I think we're calling it pretty straight because we still think he's an a-hole at the end of the day.
Totally,
So
but you don't want somebody to kill themselves.
no, we also just want the damn season to move on. This has been a while now. It's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
It's enough. Um, Make sure you like and subscribe here and on TikTok. We are covering everything from The Bachelor to Love is Blind season 6. Week 2 is tomorrow, the day after the release of this review. Oh yeah, it'll still definitely be the day after. This will come out on Tuesday night. What else do we have going on the rest of the week? We will have Farmer Wants a Wife season 4. Look out. Also, we're going to be doing some cast interviews. We're really excited for that. Shout out to Fox for the opportunity. So look out for that out on our YouTube channel, probably within the next week, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe could if depending on how it goes, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, figure it out. That Love is Blind, we'll figure it all out. We got a lot going
Yeah,
on.
lots of
So
fun.
if you're following us there, Instagram, Twitter, you won't miss a thing. For myself, though, Brian, everyone at the Reality Guys, thank you so much for watching. See you.